Hello guys, welcome back to Wi-Fi cracking tutorial series, that is part 2. And as usual, my name is Romjoax. So I'd also encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is part 2 of Wi-Fi cracking password using aircrack-ng. And basically previously we were able to scan some of the access points which are within our range, and we found that we have only 2 access points, that is challenged, accepted, and hack me. And we decided that we are going to hack these hack me access point. So after you run this aerodump wlan, or rather aerodump tool, to scan for the access point, the next thing is now to try and capture the login credentials for those users who are trying to connect to this access point, that is hack me. Because already we put the interface into a monitoring mode, and so it means that we are able to, or rather we are able to capture the login credentials for those users who will be connected to that, or rather who will be connecting to that access point. So I remember I told you that you have to copy the PSS ID and not the channel number. So we are going to use those two, and we will use them with a combination, or rather we are going to use that aerodump tool again, and now we have to utilize this PSS ID plus the channel number. So just type aerodump -ng. Then after that, now you have to use -c for channel number, which is 13. So just note 13 there. Okay, then after that we have to use another option, that is -w, and that -w. Okay, I want to clarify something here. The moment we capture those login credentials, we have, or rather the login credentials have to be saved in a certain file. Now that is the reason as to why we use this -w to indicate the path to where we have, or rather the path to where our file is going to be saved. In this case, I want to save my file on the desktop, so I'll have root -desktop hack me. So let me name file as hack me. Okay, then after that we'll use another option, that is -PSSID, and that one represents the MAC address, the one which I explained right here, and I told you to copy. So I just copy this, or else you can also type and paste it over there. Then after that you have to provide the interface which you are doing this, or rather the interface which you are using. And remember, the interface changed, so this is the interface which you are using, that is wlan mon 0. Okay, so we just have wlan 0 mon, wlan 0 mon. Now after that, those are the things which you are required to do that point. Then after that, now you can enter. So as you can see, we have something different from the one which we had earlier. So we have something very different. So we only have rather right now we are listening to whoever is going to connect into this access point, and as you can see, we only have that access point, only hack me. So the next thing now is to wait for anybody to connect to that access point. And what that means, the moment that person, or rather that user, connects to this hack me, we are going to capture something we call WPA handshake, and that is the thing which contains the user login credentials. Okay, and then those credentials are going to be saved in the file which we provided, or rather the file name which we provided. So let's wait for any user to connect to that access point. Okay, so we're just waiting. Don't get tired, hackers don't sleep, and don't get tired. Okay, waiting for anybody to connect. So we are hoping somebody is going to connect to that access point, that is me, so that you may be able now to capture those credentials, rather the login credentials for that access point. And in the meantime, rather as you can see here, our rather those credentials are going to be saved in the file hack.me, rather the file which we provided earlier before. So we're just waiting to see whether any user is going to connect to that access point. Okay, yes, in the meantime I can just pause the video and then wait and see whether anybody is going to connect. Wow, finally we have a user who has just connected to the access point which we are trying to crack the password for. So, and as you can see, this is the user, and basically this is the the MAC address for the user who has just joined us. Sorry, this is the MAC address, one which is right here. And basically those users who normally join a certain access point, they are referred to as stations. So we have a station which has just joined to this access point, that is hack.me. And as you can see here, we have the WPA handshake. And what that means, now we have captured, or rather an handshake, or rather a connection has been created, and in that connection there was an exchange of the login credentials. And because we put our interface into a monitoring mode, we were able to capture those credentials. And because that has been done, we can now stop this and go to the next step. So the next step is to, first of all, you can CD, or rather you can navigate into desktop and check whether we have the file hack.me, and that file should have an extension which looks rather a .cap extension. So cd desktop, and the moment ULS, you'll be able to see something like hack.me. Yeah, the files are here, and this is the most important file, which contains our login credentials. So the next step is to try and come up with a word list. And for me, I have a word list which already I've been using to do some of these things. So I'll be preparing another tutorial, rather another video, on how you can come up with a word list which you'll be using to crack this Wi-Fi. Okay, stay tuned there. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. Okay, so, and you can also open and check what is inside that word list. So I'll use mousepad to open that word list. So mousepad, word list. So these are some of the basically, the moment we talk of a word list, is some of the words which are normally used, or rather which users like using, rather like applying in rather which like, or rather users like using as their password. Okay, yeah, so as I've said, I'll be coming up with a tutorial on how to come up with a word list. Okay, yeah, so just stay tuned for more. So going forward, so the next step is to try and crack the Wi-Fi for that password, rather the password for that Wi-Fi. Okay, yeah, so the tool which you normally use to crack that Wi-Fi is aircrack. aircrack-ng. Now we have an option -w, which indicates the, or rather the part to where we have our word list. That one -w in this case represents the part to where we have our word list. In this case we have our word list in desktop, so we don't have to provide any path, not unless we navigate to root, so that you may now perform password cracking from root. You can just use cd to go back to root, and then I use aircrack-ng -w, then the part where I have my word list, so it's desktop, and then the word list itself is word list 1. So I'm going to use the word list 1, and then space, the part to where you have, or rather the part to where the file which you want to crack is located. So I love root, so this is the file which I want to crack, acme-01.cap. okay, so I love root desktop, then the file acme-01.cap. So having that said, now it's right time to see whether we are going to succeed in this. Okay, so it's high time now you just enter and check. Could even take us 0 seconds to crack that Wi-Fi. As you can see, the key was found. This is what this means. This is the password for, or rather the password for that access point, and it's the password which the user who joined, or rather who connected to that access point, used. So that is how you can simply crack Wi-Fi password. The only thing you have to do is to make sure you have a very good word list which you can use, or rather which can make you succeed in this. Okay, so guys, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more and more videos. I'll be coming up with a video on how to come up with a word list. So subscribe and